Every morning when I wake up, mama told me be prayed up. I'm thankful for another day. Every day is a gift. Every morning when I wake up, mama told me be prayed up. I'm thankful for another day. Every day is a gift. Every morning when I wake up, mama told me be prayed up. I'm thankful for another day. Every day is a gift. Every morning when I wake up, mama told me be prayed up. I'm thankful for another day. Every day is a gift. You might not see no gift rap, but I'm gifted with this rapping. Have an attitude of gratitude when I wake up from napping. I hit you off with this real talk while your favorite rappers be yapping. I'm so fly in the friendly skies, just let me be your captain. Drop science in these language arts, and you know I'm good in math too. And mom did what God did, they both did it, didn't have to. Shout out to my dad, forget you not, to forget you, I forget myself. I'm getting gifts like every day, got a sound mind and I get my health. The Christmases and the birthdays, it's all good, but they can't compare. When my time's up, you can have it all, cause where I'm going, it ain't none there. The good times and the bad times are all a part of the master plan. Mama prayed when she cleaned up, singing songs while she clapped her hands. Church raised me, passion pays me, get it back whatever you put in. I can open any door, just let me get 1 foot in. 90 degrees is a little hot, but it's also the right angle. So it fit for me to have my son, for that alone, I'm thankful. Every morning when I wake up, mama told me be prayed up. I'm thankful for another day. Every day is a gift. Every morning when I wake up, mama told me be prayed up. I'm thankful for another day. Every day is a gift.
Every day is a gift.
Yeah. Every day is a gift, which is a perfect song considering in a couple of days it's gonna be Turkey Day.
Yeah, man.
But today, November 21st, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have a special guest on the screen.
Hey,
Not even a guest, co-host.
Not even, yeah, he's a co-host. You know, if you
at this point,
listen,
right?
yes, if you guys been following our community, ladies and gentlemen, he's been a guest on our platform. He participates very highly over in the No Shortcuts community, and today is his birthday. So we are joined by none other than Mr. Juan Velazquez, our resident vacation planner, cruise planner, and notary over in the No Shortcuts community.
Damn, man, what an intro.
What up, Juan?
Man.
Yeah, so every day is a gift. You know what I'm
Every
saying?
day
And
is
it's a
holiday.
gift for us. It's a gift for us to have you here.
Man,
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate it, man.
Tell us-
Every week I look forward to this, you know, typing away, getting people pumped up in the comments. That's all
Yeah.
it's about. This is the community, right? So we're getting
Yeah.
things done.
Yes,
Getting
sir.
things done, but
Tell us how old you are and how it feels to be 25 again.
woo!
Of legal age.
Yeah, so I just turned 17.
There you go. There you go. Just got your driver's license.
Yeah, boy.
Hello, Mom. Hello, Mom.
Hey.
Yeah.
At this
Awesome,
point, I'm
man.
going to start calling you mom too.
That's
Hey,
right.
go
That's
ahead.
right. That's what
Hey,
I do.
hey, listen, I'm not stingy.
Thank you, Midas, for sharing your mom with us, man,
Yes,
because
yes,
she's
she's
our
a
mom
mother.
now.
Yes.
I've been sharing her for a long time. She's a mother to many, you know.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to Robin Barbie and the
Robin.
Barbs in the house. Yeah, so you know, and ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know this gentleman to the left of your screen,
Nah.
he's your favorite DJ's favorite DJ, you know, co-host of this show,
I do a little
executive
bit.
producer. He wears many hats, but you know, just to keep it short, this is Mr. Travis Bizel, aka DJ Famous.
I do a little bit.
You know.
A little bit. What up, Brian Park? He says, call Juan the captain.
DJ
Let's
B.
set up that DJ Cruise, man. Let's set up that
Yeah.
DJ Cruise. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
El Capitan.
Me and Brian
El
can do
Capitan.
we can do corresponding nights on the cruise.
Yeah, and I'll MC. We'll put
Yeah.
together a package deal. You know, we'll figure something out. Yeah, but we
Thank you,
all
moms, for the
being here.
birthday. Thank you.
Absolutely.
man.
So we scheduled. You know, last week we had Mr. James Masters on, and he's going to be coming back on today. And when Famous had a obligation, so we had to kind of cut things short on you guys last Tuesday. But we had already planned to have Juan co-host and do a little catch up with us and let us know about all the many things he has going on.
Yeah.
Being an entrepreneur, he stays very busy, and this time of year, families are. I suppose, Juan, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I suppose families are looking more into taking trips, taking vacations, for the holidays. So we wanted to catch up with you and let everybody know what you got going on and all of the certifications and things like that you're receiving, man. You've been doing some outstanding things.
I appreciate that. Yeah, this time of the year is really busy for me. As a matter of fact, I've been inundated with calls, emails, of course, the Cyber Week, Black Friday, and then Cyber Monday next week, and then Giving Tuesday. It's a really good time because we get an opportunity to do things for folk that probably couldn't afford to do it. So they'll find a deal and they'll call me and I'll put it together for them. But yeah, we've got a lot going on besides the business going well. At Cruise Planners, we're so blessed. We're going on 2 years plus.
Hey.
But
awesome,
yeah, man.
Awesome. That's
2
cause for the
years,
applause
man.
button. Let's hit the applause button over there. Some air horns,
Yeah. I think last time we spoke, I had just completed a year and, things were, unsure. I wasn't sure if this was something that I was going to do. Coming off of sports and entertainment, I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I went from moving players and equipment to moving people and luggage, right? How hard could it be? But you know what? GOD has been good. And but we've been moving forward. Like you said, we've accomplished a lot of things. Myself personally, I'm part of the board at the Haven Men's Shelter in Rock Hill.
Hey.
Yes.
We've excelled into pursuing senior leadership at Mission Uprising with the men.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of things to be grateful for and thankful for, which is a great segue, right?
Yes.
We should be grateful for all the little things, all the things that we may be wishing upon. All those things come with hard work and networking, right? Networking.
Yes,
you got to hustle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
you ain't get where you were at, right, Midas? You ain't get where
Right.
you were at, Fabus, right? You had to hustle.
Had
to
to.
hustle.
Remember that
Had to.
hustle, man.
Don't know any other way.
Yeah, and if you want to stay warm, you got to stay close to the fire, and we are the fire. Yeah, no shortcuts, ladies and gentlemen. Want to stay warm, got to stay close to the fire.
Yeah,
We believe
absolutely.
in just providing a platform of encouragement and allowing others to share their story, and we can pull and give, pull from and give to each other and help each other, along the way, whatever our journeys may happen to be, and we can intertwine them through networking, and let's reach success together. Success is no fun if you're the only one there. Who wants to go? Juan, which your birthday party would be no fun if you were the only one there.
Yeah.
Well, it all depends, man. I like to be alone sometimes, man.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
If Hulu was on point, I don't mind sometimes being alone.
Yeah, okay. All right.
For the soul to be alone.
Yeah.
But
Well, I guess
birthdays
I'm outnumbered, guys. They got me on that one.
Sometimes
But
a
everybody
good
needs some
book will
alone
get
time.
to me.
Yeah. These guys are crazy, man.
Yeah,
And we got to shout Famous out too, ladies and gentlemen.
What I
he's
do?
The soccer champ.
Yo, Fred Lasso over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. My kids' soccer team. I volunteered to coach my kids' soccer team this season. They played soccer last year, and they were actually playing because my kids are almost 2 years apart. So they played last year in my younger son's age group. Even though my daughter was older in that group, but we played them down because they hadn't really played soccer before. And just the coach was, he thought he was coaching high school football, the way he was talking to the kids and yelling all the time. And I said, I think we can do this a little bit better to make it more fun for the kids.
Yeah,
and I don't want my kids'
absolutely.
only experience to be like that.
You don't want to be the Joe Jackson type coach.
So this time around, I said, why don't we volunteer to do it? My wife and I volunteered to coach just to have some fun.
Yeah.
But we did the opposite. We went up to the 10-year-olds group. So Elijah was playing with kids 2 years older than him, but he's pretty athletic. But the 10-year-old group, man, it was some some real soccer ballers in this group, man. So they were really good. I was in way over my head. We went the season undefeated. And then playoff game was Tuesday, which I missed because of that wedding. And then the championship game was Saturday. Won the championship. It was all tied up 2-2 at the end of regulation. Had to go to overtime, and we scored. We scored first in overtime and came home with the medals, man.
Yeah. Congrats. You got to give it up.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. It was a lot of fun. And then I was telling James behind the scenes, I didn't get a chance to celebrate because the game started late Saturday and it ended later because of the overtime. And I had to get to Charleston for a wedding Saturday. So as soon as the game was over, we took a little pictures and I had to go. I couldn't stay for the pizza party or nothing.
Would you say I apologize for looking like an NBA coach?
Yeah, because I was all dressed up. I was dressed up for the wedding on the sideline.
I was gonna call you Mike Brown in the comments, but I chose not to.
Yeah, but it was cool. It was fun. It was fun, man. Thank you.
Indeed. Yeah. Well, hey, listen, we don't want to keep our guests from last week waiting. But what we will say,
we got Juan, and yes, there's more.
Yeah. And let me real quick drop it real quick because you guys are gonna ask. 803-280-4727 is your boy JV with Cruise Platters.
Come on
and holla at you.
That's right.
All right.
It's that time of year.
Don't send no text messages either.
You're looking for those, no text. But if you're looking forward to taking a vacation for the holiday, there's your guy right there. He can line it all out for you and keep you updated along the way and make sure you have the best time that you could have on a vacation, and you don't have to worry about the stress of outlining.
He's already got the paperwork ready for you. All we need is your name on it. That's all. Yeah, that's the only thing missing.
and send that payment right on over.
Yeah, and shout out to Thomas Neal too. Thomas is joining us, man. And I saw he had his meet me at the shop, man, and it looked pretty good, man. I'm loving it. We got to get together some more to talk about that and how we could help be a part of that movement as well, brother.
Absolutely.
It's looking good. Yo, let's bring on Mr. Masters again, man.
Yeah, and before we proceed, I just want to let everybody know, if you're here, make sure you say hi, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from so we know you're here. We can shout you out. Feel free to share this on your individual pages. If you're over on YouTube, shout out to you. If you're over on Facebook, shout out to you. But if you're over on YouTube, make sure you don't leave today without hitting that subscribe button.
Please.
As Famous says, sub love.
Sub love. If you got to have a Google account to do that, so just go ahead and make a dummy Google account so you can subscribe.
A dummy account for your smartphone.
Just gotta have a dummy Google account just so you can subscribe to it. Go ahead and do that. What's up, Rhonda from LA?
Hey, Rhonda's in the house. Rhonda, we spoke about you almost every week. And we're gonna probably speak about you some more. Thank you for joining us. Pleasure to have you, former guest of our platform. But ladies and gentlemen, we had to cut it short last week. Famous had some work. He had the obligation to go do, but we didn't want to leave you guys hanging, so we still came and did the show. We got a part one done. I think we got to a good stopping point, but we weren't totally finished with our guest from last week. So he agreed to come back this week. We could catch up and finish learning more about him. But before we bring him on, just want to let you know he is a digital music producer. He's streaming on several platforms. He's working with some, different artists and different directors and things like that. I know he's done music for maybe a couple of scores, all of that type of stuff. He's also a visual artist where if you need a music video done, he's a one-stop shop. You can get your video done. He can do animation and all of that. He also was a 2023 nominee for a Hollywood Independent Music Award, and so on and so forth. But enough about me.
I'll let him tell it.
On for part two, Mr. James F. Masters, ladies and gentlemen.
How you guys doing?
Hey. Good, man. I hope we didn't keep you waiting too long back there with all of our banter.
Oh, not at all. I love listening.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. And thanks for coming back with us again, James. We had to only go to regulation last week, and this is extra innings.
Well, I appreciate you having me back. It's kind of weird being a sequel.
This might be a first. This might be a first.
We've never had anyone back to back for sure. We had Juan on a second time, but it was some space in between. But
Juan's on his third appearance now. Huh?
On screen.
Happy birthday, Juan.
Thank you. Hey, I've dubbed you Masters of the Universe. So that's your new tagline.
Right.
That's it.
Oh,
Go
okay with
throwback there.
That's
80s,
right.
86.
Yeah.
He-Man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Speaking of which, since they brought up the whole captain thing, I've been
Yeah.
watching Love Boat a lot lately on TV.
Yeah.
These circles with the captain's hat. I'm like,
Yeah.
I hear
Yeah.
the theme music playing in my head. It's
Yeah,
great.
bro. Love,
Unfortunately,
bro.
unfortunately, Juan's only 25, so he doesn't get any of these references.
Yeah.
Let's prove this. That's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch
I mean,
that show,
you
Mom.
can't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it when life does things like this, because it's
Yeah.
fun. It makes it better.
Yeah, man. And this is the beauty of technology, and using it for something that's positive and something that's uplifting. We get to sit in the comfort of our own homes, and we get to interact with each other and, with the rest of our community. And as I've said many times before, I enjoy these conversations every Tuesday. I feel like it's energizing. I get something from it, and it gives me the boost that I may need to get through not only that day, but get through, the rest of the week and do what I have to do. So I'm thankful for everybody here at No Shortcuts. this week.
Yeah, me too.
All right, man.
Well said.
Yeah. So James, when we left off last week, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll try to give a brief overview. You're from Ohio, and along the way, you spent a lot of time with your grandmother. She played a lot of Motown records and things like that, and you fell in love with music. You served some time in the military. Let's acknowledge Rhonda right fast.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Hey, Rhonda.
I'm on the advisory board of the Hollywood Independent Awards and the Hollywood Music and Media Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Congratulations, James, for that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Rhonda Badikian is such absolutely.
I love
She's
Rhonda. She is such an amazing lady. I mean, she really is on so many levels.
Yeah.
My daughters love her, and they've only met her through here. She's just a genuinely wonderful lady. I think I mentioned this last week. She's like this wonderful aunt, like the cool, amazing aunt to everybody. And it seems like everybody she knows is also just a really amazing person.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. I mean, I can't express enough. You spend a lot of time in life. We all do. Running button heads against things that aren't so great. So it's wonderful when you come across such wonderful people. It gives you more hope. Like you said, it gives you something like these weekly no community shows gives you something positive. Well, Rhonda's that embodiment, and you guys are too, honestly. I mean, it is.
Thank you.
I love it for that reason. I'm grateful for it. It's one of many things. I mean, I can't say enough how grateful I was that whole experience. And it seems like it continues on a regular basis. It's a neat. I don't want to, without a lack of better words here. It's almost a neat high, natural high.
Yes.
You know, you can. You know what? Forget this stuff over here that's ugly. There's all this wonderful stuff and these wonderful people.
Absolutely.
And then in turn it continues. It continues with that positive flow. You mentioned it. Sorry, I don't want to shut up here.
And I just wanted to add on to that before we proceed. She has such a wealth of musical knowledge and experience, and a network of musicians, artists, producers. Her resume is probably longer than we could run down in an hour. But the great thing is that she's not too. I want to say not too big, or she's just so down to earth, and to have her come here and support what we're doing and what we're building, considering the experiences and the wealth and knowledge that she has about the music industry, it's flattering. So we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So back to you, James. So okay, listening to Motown growing up, you did some time in the military. But all along, and you did some mosh pitting. I put that clip up. You taught us a little bit about the mosh pit, but you got into doing like dance music, and we went down the list of different types of dance music. You told us about the BPMs, and I guess Famous and Juan were talking about, what was it called? New York
freestyle,
TKA. You're talking man, help me out here.
Cover
Yeah, like how?
girls.
Yeah. Oh man, it's
CoverGirl,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
some of
yeah,
the
There's a lot. There's a
greatest
lot.
bands to last 2 years and disappear.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It was a
and
it was a
and
quick
we
one.
and we also remember you saying, James, that as the music transitioned from the '70s into the '80s, you weren't quite as fond of the like the synths and guitars, the work that they were doing together. But I think during COVID, you said is when you made your transition into getting heavier into producing music and all of that, right?
Well, I had opportunities come up, and
Uh
I was already doing these things for years. I mean, but I had opportunities came up, and I seized them, and it was
huh.
more the visual part. But that's how I met Rhonda, and
Mm-hmm.
just doing visual work for her client Jody Daniels and his
Yes.
art.
Shout out to
Uh,
Jody.
it was this year for sure that I had some other opportunities. As mentioned, it was Flex Radio.
Mhm.
Sam and Elena Harris. They needed a house track for a spot just to fill some time. They could chop up, put behind
Yes.
their little promos and everything else. Um, Jody said he wasn't in his wheelhouse, but they're
Hmm.
like, well, we love you, but he threw this at me. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Um, they absolutely loved it, and it just made me want to dig deeper because there was stuff going on in my life that wasn't so great, and I decided to channel this
Hmm.
into it. And the third track was the one that got nominated.
Hmm.
Um, and now since then, I'm like, there's like 14 more tracks I did since then. In
Yeah.
this year, and
That's
I've slowed down
wonderful.
here and there, but
Hmm.
I'm motivated by these opportunities.
Yes.
Um, how often do you have this stuff? Like when back in
Mm.
2020, I had the opportunity from Rhonda, Tina Cole, and Francine Marseille, and it was Jules D,
Yes.
another Canadian producer, manager. I'm not 100% everything. I don't want to screw it up here. Jules D
Right.
was a sweet lady. I've only met her through these courses.
Uh-huh.
Um, but their courses that they taught, on music and business and related, and it was very poignant and meaningful. And I got to meet somebody like DJ. Oh, oh God, DCAT Cornelius. Okay,
DCAT.
amazing
Yeah.
producer.
DCAT.
Okay, DCAT. I got an
Hmm.
opportunity then for him to check out my music, even though I wasn't there like
Hmm.
the other musical artists. It was an
Yes.
opportunity. How often do you
Absolutely.
get somebody of that caliber to be able to critique your sound?
It's
Right.
not very often.
Mm.
Right, because they get, and I mentioned this last week from the
Oh,
panel
they
I
might.
got.
Yeah. They
Like
can.
they get so much music. They said,
Hmm.
at that panel at this summer that was linked to the HIMAs. They said they get
Yes.
so much music they feel bad because
Mm.
it's not a matter of people not liking it or wanting to hear it. It's just there's so
So
much and
much. Yeah.
what's so much.
Right.
So there's so many artists that get ignored. So to have somebody 3 years ago take a look at it, and he was into dance music because he lived in Holland for a lot of years. He stated
Hmm.
that himself. So I was like, yeah, opportunity. And the guy critiqued it, and I appreciated the critique. It was constructive criticism from somebody
Yes.
who's in the know. And
Yes.
Yeah.
that's what you need to hear sometimes. And
Hmm.
that's one of those times where you break yourself down and go, it's okay to break down because, listen, that's experience, that's knowledge. Um,
Right.
they've had hits. They worked with these great artists for a reason because they know
Hmm.
what they're doing. To
Hmm.
ignore that is just silly. You don't
Right.
have to agree with every word, but the
Right.
meat of it, the
Hmm.
poignant parts, is what you've got to pull out of that. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah.
So, and there's a difference between just useless criticism and
Yeah.
constructive
Right.
criticism. And I
Right.
think even useless criticism can be taken in some good way
Hmm.
if
Right.
you're healthy within yourself enough to go, well, that was a crappy thing that was said to me, but let me take out something because there's something they didn't like. Let me try to take something
Mm.
good out of
That's
it.
good.
Right.
Let's let the rest fade away. And
Right.
it's okay. I don't worry about stuff like haters or stuff like that. I think it's very narcissistic myself
Hmm.
because people are allowed to criticize you. People don't have to
Yeah.
like you. Who cares?
Right.
Yeah.
You take what's
Yeah.
necessary out of what you can, and the rest,
Mm.
it's not a big deal, and vice versa. And it's not hateful or negative or nasty. It's just, you
Yeah.
don't have to worry about it if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Why
Right.
worry about it? Why
Yeah.
worry
That's
about it?
true.
You know what I'm
That's
Right.
saying?
true.
Like, unless you're really hurting somebody, and then you should. And even people that really hurt somebody in life don't necessarily pay attention, those
Yeah.
criticisms.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
So, just take the good from it and let the rest go because it's hard
Yeah.
enough sometimes in life to deal with ugly things. So,
Yeah.
because we all have that weight, our past, anything. There's a lot that plays a role in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So take the good, let the rest fade away as best as you can, and carry on, man. But these opportunities, maybe take
Yeah.
the good and roll with it.
Gotta
And,
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and thankfully, it came out with some more great experiences.
Mm-hmm.
To sit at a table at that awards with industry leaders, people that
Yeah.
produce. Okay, you keep bringing up Motown. I listened to Motown so much
Yeah.
as a kid.
Motown
And
is the
look, I ended
foundation
up
of so
meeting
much
somebody who got their big start
at
with
Motown.
Motown because
Mm-hmm.
those who started Motown happened to meet her
Yes.
in the club she was working at as a waitress. Now,
Yes.
how many times in
Wow.
life does that happen too, where you like meet somebody who is a part of your life then and you didn't
Not
know it?
very often. Not
Right.
Yeah.
very
Right.
often.
Part that I'm grateful for is
Yeah.
everybody I got a chance to meet. It was somehow related to something I got into, and it was
Mhm.
pivotal in my life, and the
Yeah.
realization of wow, you folks kind of like raised everybody. Like if it was
Mm-hmm.
music came out before we were all
Musical. Yeah.
born, we were
Yeah.
kind of weaned on that.
Mm-hmm.
And how often do you get to meet this family that you didn't even know you had? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, and
Yeah.
they're kind
Yeah.
of heroes in a weird way because they help shape your life. You
Yeah.
may
And
not
I
look
like
at it that
something.
Yeah.
way, but they
Yeah.
did. And I'm
Yeah.
grateful for that. I sat
Yeah.
at an amazing dinner that she invited me to with a lot of her friends, and it was like 50 years, if not more, of music
Music.
that were
Yeah.
there. People that
Mm-hmm.
worked with, some of the greats of the past and present. And I'm gonna say
Mm-hmm.
this since she's on it, Rhonda, you and Jeff Stein seriously need to do your own podcast about the history of music because
Oh, yeah. That would be
Nice.
the
yeah.
astonishing
Nice.
We could
stories he told at that gathering were just incredible.
we're
And
gonna we'll link
Hold
it to
on,
the
hold
no
on.
shortcuts.
Hold on here, James, because we got a few things happening. First off, if Rhonda wants to do that, I know a great podcast
Holla at
producer.
us. Yeah.
Secondly, the boss lady joined us, and want to
Oh,
give a shout out
yes.
to Juan for his birthday. This is Juan's boss
That's the
lady,
wife.
aka Miss Evelisa Velasquez. Thank
He
you
is
for
the
joining us
backbone.
as well, the backbone. And
Yeah.
last third, but not least, we were just talking about DCAT Cornelius, and
Is he on here?
DCAT Cornelius is right here
Oh,
with us. So
Cat,
hey.
D-Cat,
thank you
what's
for joining
happening?
us as well,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Thank you all
how you
for
doing,
being
I
here,
know
sir?
man.
DCAT and Rhonda must have been your ears must have been itching from last week and this week, the way we've been
Yeah,
talking about y'all. So
All
yeah,
good
thank
things,
yeah.
you
though,
both
Thank
for
y'all
brother.
for
being
All good
here
being
for
things.
here.
sure.
Thank y'all for being here. Rick James, manager Jeff Sheen was there.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. So the wealth, the experience, the wealth of knowledge that that can just be found in a community that had so much to do with a lot of the records that we love. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to be here. Shout out to Milton Crow
Yeah. What
from the
up,
Crow's
Milton?
Yeah.
Nest. Yeah,
From the
and
Crow's Nest.
one thing you said, James, that was that resonated with me during the last segment you were talking about is like you have to be when you're asking someone who may be a little bit further along to critique or hey, take a listen to this, and it's not necessarily just music, whatever your industry happens to be, you have to be
Right.
open to receive whatever they're going to tell you and trust that they're telling you something that's going to be beneficial, and
That's
it would be
big.
wise. It would be wise of us who asked of the critique to listen to that. Like you said,
Right.
take if you don't want to receive the entire critique, at least pull some small pieces, some bits and
Yeah.
pieces, and add it
Man.
to what it is that you do, because this person obviously is a little bit further along than
Yeah.
you or I
Preach.
for a reason, so we can't be too full of ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. This is the message segment.
Yeah.
We can't be
No,
too
but
full of ourselves.
you're right. Because for me, I'll tell you right now, one of the biggest challenges that I had, James and guys, is that criticism. And a lot of it is ego, right? As men, we have this incredible ego that we can't let go of, and that need to be successful and not disappoint not only others, but a lot of times we forget the journey that got us there. Like you have people, James, in your life that you're like, wow, these cats were in my life the whole time. They've been there. They're now my network. And same with me. I see movies sometimes. My wife and I are sitting watching a movie. I'm like, hey, I went to school with that cat in California.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and you learn how to appreciate those things. Where in the past, I'll be the first one to admit, man, criticism, and sometimes it still stings. but I use it
Yeah.
as fuel. I don't know about you, but I
Yeah.
use it as fuel to do better and learn
Yeah.
from it and be like, all right, how can I mold myself? And you're right. You're
Hmm.
right. In any industry, you got to do that.
You have to. You
Indeed.
have to.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously, James, you did such. You were able to receive the critique of the music, and I'm sure you without being specific, you were able to pull some things into your fold and say, you know what, okay, I could do this like this, or I could do this maybe a little better. Whatever the case, we don't have to get specific, but I'm sure you did that and have applied those things to your creative process to this date.
I absolutely did.
Uh-huh.
It was a matter of production value, and that was something I needed to up. I actually put it on hiatus for a little while, music, and focused on visual. But when
Okay.
I got back into it, that was something that was in my mind. I'm like, okay, I got to pay attention to this, and I
Yeah.
and I knew it too. Like it was one of those things. Like when it was said to me, like you know what, it's absolutely true,
Yeah.
and because you kind of always know when when you're working on something what's wrong, and it's kind of the reason why you might ask for another opinion. It's like because you
Yeah.
already know that there's
Right.
something there. So again, it was one
Right.
of those. Yeah, I applied it, and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, it worked. It
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah. That's
Mm.
great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just overwhelmingly
Mm-hmm.
a humble thing to walk into a place that outside you got this walk of fame, and you
Mm-hmm.
see it on TV,
Yeah.
and then you're walking again. You're sitting with folks that are the presenters, but they've been in the industry for 30 plus years,
Mm-hmm.
and folks that like are legends in their own self, but their
Yeah.
parent was also like a big legendary producer. I mean, just
Yeah.
everywhere
Yeah.
you looked, and you're like, oh my,
The who's
and I'm like,
who. Yeah.
right, and I'm sitting right here, and and you can't, you feel like you start singing you find yourself asking yourself, how did I get here,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know
Destiny.
once in a lifetime
Destiny.
you're singing song lyrics all of a sudden,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know uh, but it's true.
Yeah.
And I realized later on too, I didn't even take as many pictures as I could have.
Well,
You were
well,
in
yeah,
the
but
moment.
you're in the moment,
Right.
enjoying the moment.
Right. I remember
Yeah.
Rhonda the next day. She's like, "Hey, sweetie, send me all these, the pictures you took." And I'm looking at them, going,
Yeah.
You want both of these?
Yeah.
"Right?" But
What
it
is
was
it?
okay, like you said, because it was in the moment.
Yeah.
Because there was so many good things to hear, And then the after party was great. I was shocked because Mr. Brent Harvey, who's the one, he's the founder of the HMMAs and the HIMAs. Okay,
Okay.
uh, been in the business, for a long, long time. He got taken aback by the video I made. I remember he cut off a winning artist, and it blew my mind at the time. Like he just cut her off and said, "Wait a minute, I want to know what James is doing." I'm like, "Well,
Wow.
what do you mean you want to know this?"
Yeah.
I got a chance to talk to him briefly because, of course, the man was busy. He had a show to
Yes.
put on.
I can
But I
imagine.
did get
Yeah.
a chance at the beginning, and I reintroduced myself, and I asked him if he
Mhm.
remembered, and he did. That's blew
Mm.
my mind. People that
Yeah.
I met him one time online like this, and they remembered
Mhm.
me
Yeah.
for what I had done creative. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, okay, I
That's
don't
awesome.
understand it. And that was humbling. Like these
Hmm.
people see so many artists and so many people throughout, So for somebody to say this and then go places and they're like, oh, you're the James that, Rhonda was talking me up like crazy. And I'm so grateful for
Yeah.
that. And I don't, I don't look at myself as some like super person. I'm not trying to knock myself
Yeah.
down, but I don't,
But that's the
it's
beauty in
humbling,
it, right?
but it's
That's the
humbling,
Yeah.
you know?
That's the I think that's the beauty in it when how do you say we can allow others to compliment us without being complimenters of ourselves, right? And
Right.
I think any artist, musician, producer, or whatever your expertise may happen to be, a vacation planner, DJ, whatever it is that you do, as long as we have the spirit of humility, doors and you have to have something to offer as well with the humility, but doors will be open for us,
Yeah.
to move and shake and progress and meet people and do the things that it is that we desire to do. So I think it all starts with, and you mentioned that last week too, James, and that's one of your words. If it was Pee Wee's Playhouse, we have to make some noise every time you say it. But humility, I think that's a word
Yeah.
that is synonymous with you. I think it's a word that you're very focused on, and I think you make sure even indirectly, that you maintain that spirit of humility about yourself.
I try to. I think like anybody does, we try to just make the best out of everything.
Hmm.
Um, you know, it certainly makes you think back. Like right now, I don't know about anybody else, but with everything that goes on in the world and just everything for me, right now with the holiday season,
Hmm.
it is a big thing. I'm flashing back to that grandmother when I was a child and all the wonderful Christmas holiday moments with family and everything else that, somehow got like buried in the recesses of my memories
Uh,
until this year. And not that it ever never popped up, but for some reason it's just been outstanding. So the whole idea of humility keeps popping up even more because I think about these moments, and some moments, brings a little tear to your eye, happy tear, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
and
healthy.
then, yeah, and you think to myself, you know what? All these moments, because like here's the thing that connects my past to like these successes. Right before I got that nomination, my mother passed on a family heirloom, and I mentioned I have a historic family, and it belonged to my great great grandfather.
Hmm.
It's a pocket watch from 1890. It still looks as good
Okay.
as the day that it was bought. Um,
Hmm.
it stopped at the hour 10 after 10. Now I don't know if you get into angel numbers or anything like that, but that's a very positive number in angel numbers. It's
Okay.
it's a
Uh,
it's letting you know you're on the right path. You have some confidence in yourself. It's a good thing.
okay.
Now, I'm
Hmm.
not saying it's the watch, but everybody that owned that or had that watch were very successful. And then all of a sudden, I get this watch, and I'm telling you, it was like within days I got that nomination. I don't even know what else to say. Um,
Wow.
Mm.
Despite some negative things that were
Yeah.
happening that were both very poignant, a lot of good things were happening.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
again, this is directly related to my grandmother because she got it from her father because he had her parents had three kids. Their only son passed away at like a year and a half from pneumonia. I mean, this is
Okay.
like 19,
Mm.
oh gosh, like 14. I mean, he was very
Hmm.
baby. So,
Yeah.
that back then there was not much you could do.
Hmm.
So we only had daughters, and he was the kind of like the head of the extended family. So he passed it on to his daughter, and then she gave it to her husband. And it
Okay.
sat specifically in the spot. You couldn't move anything on this desk unless you put it right back.
Wow.
20 years after my grandfather was gone, my grandmother made sure everything was always where he left it. That was
Hmm.
love and dedication, long
Yes.
past, till death
Hmm.
do us part. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um,
Yes.
Something also to be humble about because it gave me a set of standards to want to try to look toward. It's not always perfect with that, but it's something to look at like, man,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that's the kind of love I want to feel. That's the kind
Hmm.
of love I want to experience, where you
Hmm.
get giving and despite where you've come from, where you go, that's something to look toward. And
Yes.
that being so dedicated, no matter what,
No
toward
matter what.
love, that you just keep that focus. Again, it's not always easy, but her dedication and all these little symbols, it's played a big role. So I'm thinking, of
Hmm.
course, about that past.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful having these like cool memories of being a kid and like crushing the walnuts in the dish at holiday time at my
Yeah.
grandmother's. And
Yeah.
We
boxes
didn't
of
crush
like
walnuts,
clothing
we
boxes
crushed
of cookies.
acorns.
Like two
Yeah.
boxes of fresh cookies we could bake for the Christmas, like the
Yeah.
gazelles,
Yeah.
and just all kinds of cookies. Like so many, you couldn't help as a kid
Right.
to sneak in that room where she had them stored. That was cool. They were like, I
Yeah.
ain't taking nothing, but yes, I am. Gobble, gobble,
Yeah.
right? Um, and then she
Yeah.
catches you and she half-heartedly scolds you,
Hmm.
but sends you on your way. But she's also smiling too because you're
Yeah.
doing what a normal little kid would do and eat those
Hmm.
cookies.
Right.
And
Right.
then would invite, but the thing is, those cookies went to the community. That's the funny
Mm.
thing. Like she would hand them out to everybody at church, neighbors, invite people
Yeah.
over for an open house, right before
Yeah.
Christmas, and everyone would come over. It just
Right.
seemed like the whole town would show up at some point, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's
but those
awesome.
good memories, those are something to
Hmm.
be thankful about, especially in this week. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
it made
man.
me
We're
want
gonna
to
go. We're gonna go around the horn on things that
Okay.
we're gonna be thankful about for sure. So I'm glad we're gonna
You
in a minute.
started it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you kicked it off.
Help me
You
off. I
kicked it
got
off for
it.
sure.
All right.
But
We
as he
definitely
was
need that watch though, so you can
yeah,
pass it
yeah,
around. So
Yeah, yeah. Let me
look, I'll
hold
need
yeah,
it
it.
just
on Friday.
Let me
put it
hold
on
it.
put it on the screen and let us just
Yeah.
like the Apollo
Give me a
log.
second. I gotta
Right,
run
right.
backwards real fast.
Let me hold it on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then
Yeah.
Keep it at my house for the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh
Look,
my
he's
God.
running around to go get it.
But real quick, while he's doing that, you never know.
There it is.
Oh, hey,
Yeah,
Awesome, man.
man.
yeah,
Yeah,
Wow. Look at
you
that.
know,
that is
That's
it,
from
brother.
1890.
Wow.
Wow.
yeah,
Uh,
and
my,
I was just
it's
gonna
a
say,
it's an amazing heirloom.
Hmm.
yeah,
I just recently talked to a lady who owns a local business. That her local business is where my great grandfather and great uncle's business was. They actually were kind enough to take a photo. That I offered them a photo because they learned about the history, and it was a store. They got it hanging up in the back of the business.
mm,
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, that kind of was mind blowing. That and humbling in and of itself. And
yeah,
Yeah.
I
yeah,
shared that watch with her in the story because, like, listen, if you're kind enough to do that, I want to share this history. And
Yeah.
she loved it because she loves the history of the building. It still has the original
Um,
ceilings. It's pretty
mm-hmm,
amazing.
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
Um, and it's a cool building, a cool business too. Popped, by the way. I'm going to shout this business
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Sure.
They're
man.
unique,
Go ahead.
unique in Ravenna, Ohio. They're called Pop. They're a unique uh, gourmet chocolate, snacks, all sorts of things, man. Just gourmet, and it's all homemade right there. They now
Nice.
open up a side gallery for local artists.
That
Mm.
sounds like one of the places that's in like the really good Hallmark movies. You know what
This
I'm
is not a joke. It
saying? Yeah.
Same,
really is.
same deal.
It's very unique. It's very,
Yeah.
and it's the second store. They have one in Kent, Ohio, too. Um, it's a really neat store. But I was very privileged and
Yeah.
humbled, that they did that.
Hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of a neat continuance of positive history, and they've been very successful. It's kind of a nice
Sweet.
continuance. Anyone that's had businesses in that building too had successes. It's
Yeah, that's
amazing how sometimes if people that were good, even that what they've
Hmm.
left behind, that
yeah,
goodness, um, somehow resonates through
yeah,
others.
yeah.
Even if something like that, even just in a placement, if it was a good business and it was good people that ran it, the next
Hmm.
business in that place
Mm-hmm.
seems to
Good
do well
vibes.
too.
Good
Without
vibes.
getting like spiritual or anything here, but there's a
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a
no,
truth
but
behind
that's
this.
that's a part of it. That's what I was gonna kind of touch on a little bit as well. There's definitely a spiritual element to it. And I would just the fact you have your grandmother's heirloom. And I believe like even after our loved ones, if they transition and pass on, that their energy, their soul is still around. The body is what's buried. But with that being said, can potentially be a guardian angel for you of some sort,
Hmm.
as you're going through still everything on a natural realm. Why not, consider the fact that loved ones are part of the guardianship, and from a spiritual aspect as we continue to live on naturally. So that's great, man. That's great. Because you said how soon after you got the heirloom that you were
I
nominated
swear,
for
like
the
within
award?
a week at the
1
most.
week. Yeah, yeah.
Within
So what?
the most.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I took it with me, of course, because I've had it
Hmm.
with me since, like everywhere I go.
Hmm.
And it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
literally within 2 hours after getting there.
yeah,
Ron, they had me at one studio, then another
yeah.
studio, and all these amazing people, and
Uh
all
huh.
again, just number one creative geniuses in
Hmm.
every right that they were in, whether it was visual, musical, um, and just down to earth good people.
Hmm.
And it's just
That's
extraordinary.
awesome.
I made some new friends and contacts,
Uh huh.
but again, it was all things like I think I mentioned last week that studio, the AMGI, like that's where they made Five Goes West, American Tail,
Yeah,
like
rival.
All Dogs Go to Heaven. That's where the building
Hmm.
was, where Don Bluth had his studio. And
Hmm.
I love Don Bluth. I love Disney. I wanted to be a Disney animator, so it was like another moment, like all these links, everything
Yeah,
my dad, who was into. Like there's certain things about my late father, like the folks at that party, like oh my goodness, my oh man, my dad would have been like in heaven. It was like certain
yeah.
things that like was so
Hmm.
touching and poignant, and I think I said it over and over again while I was there. I'm like the same thing I've already said here. Like you
Uh
guys,
huh.
this is just so amazing to meet
Yeah,
people that were so pivotal, and I had
hmm,
I just never knew they were family that were there, and that they
yeah,
actually act like that is even more incredibly
yeah,
Wow.
mind-blowingly humbling.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
yeah.
do. This is not just a hype. These are
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
can't say
So
it enough.
yeah. So obviously you're on the right path. Because as far as what you desire, as far as what your passion happens to be, whatever, and your dreams, you're on the right path. And not only are you on the right path, you're surrounded by the right people. To that can assist or give you knowledge, or you can consult with, to help you continue to grow. Now, are you taking on clients right now for musical production or for visual needs, or
I'm
if did you want
always
to?
open. I am
Yeah.
always open for somebody to come on in. I'm trying to finish up a music video. I'm about done with for a song. The last song I produced that was my own music. It's a lot of geez, as you said, I'm a one-stop shop. So
Yeah,
I
one
you
stop
know, I'm
shop.
putting listen. I'm doing green screen work, special effects work, compositing work. I'm doing everything that like a big studio would do, except
Yeah.
I'm just me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm learning the tips and tricks of like just being at that studio. The studio that is now taught me
Hmm.
some things, and
Hmm.
found I was on the right path with a lot of things that I was doing. But again, I got
Yeah.
to write it, I got to direct it, I got to produce it. I got to do all
Hmm.
these things. So I'm about there, and then in the process, I got to go back and clean it up. You know what I
Right.
mean?
The editing and things like that, and
Right. So
yeah.
it's and then deal with other things, in life,
Uh-huh.
other people, and other
Life.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens, but it's almost there. I'm so close, and I'm happy
Yeah.
that it's almost there. Um,
Hmm.
it's kind of a science fiction based thing, so
Yeah. You
I
definitely you
try to
definitely
make
got to
myself
share it.
weightless. I had to make
Uh-huh.
myself weightless for some scenes, and it's when you're using green screen, having to come up with techniques and
Ah.
think back, study, and it's also a homage to a lot of old sci-fi too. We're
Okay.
going back to even like Forbidden Planet with Leslie Nielsen. Have you ever watched
Wow.
that movie?
Wow.
That
Wow.
was a cool
I'm a big
movie.
Leslie Nielsen fan.
That was a great
Yeah.
movie. For its time, and they used
Dry
Disney
humor.
style animation for the special effects. Some of the special effects that were state of the art at the time. For
Yeah.
1950 movie. Let's be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
1950s early color, but a lot of
Hmm.
stuff like that. Stuff I watched growing up. I'm trying to
Yeah.
pay a little homage to those little things.
Yeah.
Yeah, for fun because it seems to be a resurgence of that. And
Yeah.
my goal for early 2024 is to release a full electronic album.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
So that's what I
Mm,
was about to ask about
Yeah.
on the music
nice.
side, because I know you're heavy into electronic and EDM, and I wanted to get your thoughts on like what you're seeing, trend wise, where the genre is going now, the electronic music genre. What are you seeing out there?
well, the big trend lately is there's been a lot of remixes of some older songs,
Yeah.
um, whether it was earlier EDM styles or different artists.
Okay.
Tiesto just did a really great remix of "Everybody Wants to Rule the World."
Okay.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah, that's good. That's
Mm-hmm.
good.
you had Swedish House Mafia that got
Yeah.
together with Sting and did rock, their version of Roxanne, but just called it
Roxanne.
Red Light. He came in and
Red.
Yeah.
re-sang for this. Okay,
Okay.
um,
Uh-huh.
David Guetta and BB Rexa just won an
Mm-hmm.
award for their version of Blue, which was
Right.
that Eiffel 64's Blue, but their
Mm-hmm.
own lyrics.
Yeah.
There seems to be like that sort of trend, but there's a lot of flux within the different styles of going up and down. Nervo, like Nervo just did a remix of a song. There's some remixes of a song they did a decade ago. It's like stuff that's
Mm-hmm.
coming back around. And I want to
Yeah.
get so
It's
geared
new
up.
to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
They're putting a
Ultra
modern.
Miami is coming up next year. It's always in March. I think there was a 1 year hiatus because Miami was mad at them for a little
Really.
bit, which is weird because it's a big event. I mean, they draw thousands and thousands of people because of this.
Hmm.
I mean, they
Hmm.
take over downtown Miami for a
Mm-hmm.
couple
Wow.
weekends. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay. Okay.
they build whole sets. I mean, this
Mm-hmm.
is no joke. I mean,
Hmm.
but this is a big electronic music festival. That's a global festival.
Yeah.
Ultra is one of the ones you want to tag. Then you got they're all year round.
Right.
Tomorrowland has ones going all year round, and the original one started in Brussels. Um, and you have all the top tier DJs. You got
Yeah.
again Tiesto. You got Aoki. You got Afrojack. You got
Those are
again
all my
Swedish House
guys.
Mafia and the
Yeah.
individual DJs. The
Right.
individual artists that they
Right.
produce. They're producing with different people too.
Right.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, there's listen, they've like managed to take a lot of mainstream and infuse music that
Yeah,
everybody
infuse
thought
it.
it was just a waste of time 30 years
Yeah.
ago. Let's be
Right.
honest.
Right.
Everybody hated techno and electronic. I've got it. It was like disco came back in an ugly way or something to people. I don't know. But
Yeah.
disco had a resurgence because the electronic music is
That's
itself
true.
stay.
Yeah.
Now disco's going, well, we kind of helped start this, and they did.
Yeah.
Disco
Right.
did it with free. That helped evolve into the house styles. Frankie Knuckles in Detroit really launched things in the United States. David Guetta helped mainstream a lot of stuff.
Yes.
In more modern times, which is great because he was deep in the house in Europe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great to see the European styles are like it starts in Europe. You better watch it in Europe.
Yeah.
Germany.
Follow it from
Germany and
there.
France, yeah.
If it sticks over there, it's going to stick here. It's going to catch up.
And like
I
you
mean,
said,
look at
everything.
Depeche Mode on this big tour. They've been touring this big tour. It's a shame that they lost Andrew Fletcher. It was a pivotal part of that band, but it was really fantastic to see them so well received across the globe. They even made it to Cleveland, and it hadn't been in Cleveland in years. I didn't get to go because they're expensive tickets, and I had other things to do.
Yeah.
But
You
I'm
get
glad
there
it
though.
was such a big event, and they came back. They hadn't been around in years here, so it was good to see these guys like step up. And then they are having bigger electronic DJs that have remixed them. One of their newer tracks, it was done by, he goes by Hilo, but his real name is Oliver Heldens. Okay.
Okay.
But it's a great, he did a real great remix for a song that was more slower tempo, but he dropped in a beat and it just fit.
Yeah.
So
Love
well.
it when we do that.
Oh man, there's, so the trend is a lot of older stuff. They seem to be linking up. It seems to be linking up where the roots are.
Right.
Too,
Okay.
and letting people know, because I noticed it all broke down as a science. You notice when something new comes along, if it sticks, it eventually, where the masses have to catch up to it, we have to be desensitized, and then it breaks down into several little
Subgenres,
sciences.
huh?
So
Right.
people understand it, and then all of a
Right.
sudden it evolves into something new, and now it's stuck. I mean, come on, you got billions of people across the globe.
Yeah.
You got DJs and towers in Dubai, the biggest tower in Dubai, right, and the biggest tower in the world, doing live sets.
Yeah.
Yep.
On top of this tower, these are electronic DJs. Nobody else is doing this. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
very true.
It's kind of like it's taking over, and again, billions and billions and billions of dollars in the industry. I think it's a matter of time before the U.S. market, like the major companies are going,
Yeah, let's get on this.
It's true. It's
How we
true.
tap
You
this.
see it in the cruise industry right now. Virgin Voyages jumped on it first thing. Richard Branson, big music guy, right? He knew it. That's all they book on cruise ships right now. All these
Really?
big DJs.
Yeah, the
right now
electronic
they got
DJs.
Soho. Soho's killing it. He goes on all the lady ships. So, I mean, it's just a transition, and what kills me is buying all these glow sticks when I gotta get on.
Yeah, man, that part.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a pair of those in some years
Yeah,
now.
I mean, I'm seeing them like what Juan said. I'm seeing that in the wedding world. Everything is
They're bringing
going.
it back.
Everything is going back towards that. Like it started. We're in South Carolina, so it started coming down to us now. What's been happening in New York and New Jersey in weddings, where it's more like the dance music, European style, like James said, remixes, like dance remixes of popular things.
Yeah.
And that's just what I love to do. And you'll see in some of my most recent wedding footage, you'll see the glow sticks out, man.
Wow,
You'll see the glow
bringing the glow
sticks.
sticks
Those are
back.
the kind of parties they're having, man. Everything comes back. Just like now, even on the hip hop end, like Jersey club music is coming back. That Jersey club, that boom,
Jersey
boom,
Shore
boom, 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 boom,
music.
boom.
Yeah.
Man,
That
the
Jersey
fist pump and all
club,
that.
that's coming back now too. So
Yeah.
everything just kind of cycles its way around. We got the glow sticks, we got the glasses that light up, we got all this stuff
All of
happening.
that.
Shout out to
Ladies
Foxes
Club,
in
too,
Jersey
man.
City.
Yeah, buddy.
Man, that's old school right there.
Yeah.
I guess I'll be going on Amazon later and searching
man.
for some glow sticks.
Get a pack of 50
I
early.
got a whole box. I got a whole box.
Okay,
I got you.
I'm hollering at Juan. Look at it. I
got
only
lasers
need about.
in my back bar, man. I got
only need
a
two.
laser system in my back bar to go with my DJ set. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
awesome,
wow,
man.
that's awesome. Well, James, did we get your contact information last week? Or
We did not get that far.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to holler at you, maybe some consultation, or they want to maybe hire you for some visual, or audio art, if we let you give out your contact, we'll put it in the comments here.
all right, I will do, sir. Thank you, gentlemen.
Go for it.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
Tell us now.
How can they find you, like your socials and things of that nature?
So let's see. Facebook, I've got one, just my name, or Masters Media.
Okay.
Masters, it depends on where it's listed. Some place it has it Masters Media Ohio, but it's Masters Media LLC. It was a play on my name, obviously, and
Yeah,
mastery of artwork.
James, you got to get your masters.
Own your master.
You already got them.
I've heard about that name. I mean, I've heard jokes for days. You get people run with it. I don't mind as long as it's a good one. Like you said, the Masters of the Universe. I don't care about that one.
Yeah,
I love
I've
that.
heard some funny ones too.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
well, y'all already know. Y'all already know.
We're going to stay within the guidelines.
Yes, please. Yes, please. It's Thanksgiving, guys. It's Thanksgiving.
We don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot for monetization.
Yeah. Y'all, we know how it is. You know what?
Me as a sponsor, if you don't.
Yeah. We living in this cancel culture nowadays. We don't want to. We're still trying to grow. We don't want to.
For sure.
We just having fun.
For sure.
Go ahead, Famous. What you saying?
Nah, I was just talking about the nicknames. Where he got Masters of the Universe, and
yeah. You're a big He-Man. I used to,
yeah. I'm not old enough for He-Man.
Yeah, right.
I think I'm the oldest guy on this panel right now.
Yeah, it's all good. But it's to get old is the goal, and as long as you're aging like wine and not like milk, you'll be just fine.
For sure.
James, you put the numbers together, okay? So like me, I'm 52. I put them together. I'm actually 7. All right.
So
okay.
Sweet. So I'm 11.
That's a nice little twist.
I'm 11
9, then. If that's the case, I'm 9.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm still the oldest. I'm 11. Damn it.
Yeah, that's cool. That. And again, happy birthday to Juan. We don't know what.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No
For
doubt,
sure.
no doubt. So we got that in the comments though.
Yeah, we got that up. Masters Media LLC is on the board. Shout out to James Masters, man. We wanted to, this being our Thanksgiving week, I definitely wanted to give us all an opportunity to give some gratitude and thanks, and then do a couple other things I know you guys want to talk about with the Christmasville and the car wash and all. But we'll let James kick it off. James,
kick it off. James,
what you thankful for this week, my friend?
Oh man, my family, number one. For better work, for works, I'm grateful for them. And I'm grateful for moments like this, a whole lot of wonderful friends and supporters, opportunities like this, and just to get to talk to, some really great people that,
likewise.
Smart, good, every simple moment, man. I could go on, but yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, good deal, man.
We going to the birthday boy next?
Yes. International Juan.
I like that. International Juan. That's it. That's gonna be my new tagline in life.
Yeah, there you go.
No, man, I'm just real quick. Shout out to the God for giving me one more year in this earth, man. And I mean that gratefully. Those of you who know me know the transformation that I've had in my life. So I stay true and faithful, even though it's a struggle. And if you're struggling, then you're a true follower, because that's we're not perfect. But big shout out to my wife. You talk about backbone supporter, investor. She does it all, man. And, super mom, just incredible supporter of everything that I've been doing, driving her crazy, traveling everywhere. As a matter of fact, I'll leave on Sunday. I'll leave them early Saturday into Sunday again. So, but super proud of my son. He keeps on impressing me with, his now photography skills. He loves music, of course. He's a guitarist. So
Yes.
just super grateful that this year, and I could tell you about all the accolades and everything that's happened, but really it's about the fact that I found myself this year. I found out that,
Awesome.
there's a lot of things in life that you can pose and you can pretend that, but at the end of the day, you got to face yourself in the mirror. And I thank God that I was able to wake up and see the real me.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah, man, that's great.
Famous? You go ahead again.
I'm in. Yeah, Robert Moore is in the house with us. What up, Rob?
Hey,
Rob, former guest of the platform.
Yeah, man.
We still waiting on that episode to drop. Has it dropped yet?
It's gonna drop soon, Robert.
Yeah.
Let him know in the comments when.
Yeah, I was talking to Robert last week, man. He got like tens and hundreds of episodes in the can ready to go. So
go ahead and release them, Rob.
He's been recording them things like
sitting on them like they're gonna hatch on you.
Yeah. So that way he could take some time off and the train keeps on going. I love that, man. I love that. That's what I need to get to. Rob. We appreciate you, Robert, for sure, man. And just on what Juan was saying, man, even at my ripe age, man, I'm still learning so much about myself. I'm thankful for my family. My wife is an absolute rock star, and she is a prize for sure for her patience with me. And we're still learning things about ourselves and about each other. I mean, even in this past week, man, it's been some things that some heavy lifting happening, and we're gonna come out of it on the other side, knowing with a much better understanding of how these things supposed to work,
Absolutely. Yeah.
And a little bit harder when you didn't have that model to look at. And we both have struggled with some things, and she's amazing, and I'm thankful for my family and my wife and my friends and you folks for riding with me, man. Yeah, lifelong relationships,
Yeah, absolutely. So it's on me now.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Well, first of all, God is the greatest, and everything else is underneath that. But I am thankful for. First of all, like you guys have said, family. Without family is the motivational force, the support, the love, a lot of things that we often need. Some people don't even know they need these things. So family is so important, and not just meaning my mother and father, but my sister, my brother, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my son, my nephews, my niece. So family is great. We have a group text with a lot of us that we've started, I think, during COVID or so, and we still Sweet. Rocking with it. Yeah. And regular phone number thread and messenger thread. But yeah, thankful for family, definitely for life, health, strength, you know what I mean? Those type of things. And thankful for talents and gifts that I was given, that I was able to learn that I had, and that I was able to turn into something, so I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful for everyone who's over in the No Shortcuts community, which was a vision Famous and I had a couple of years ago, and you guys been rocking with us, man. So we're thankful that you guys see something in what we're doing to take this journey with us, and I'll just keep it simple like that. And I'm just looking forward to eating some turkey and dressing and different things like that. And and shout out to everybody who's gonna put raisins in their potato salad. We still love you. You know what I'm saying? We love you. We love you the most. Yeah, those shortcuts. Thank you for all the lovely ladies who go into the kitchen and chefing it up so that we may eat and relax and watch football and have a good time and see our family.
And the men that are in the kitchen, like me, I'm in the kitchen.
Yeah. Well, you gotta show the ladies love. And I've been in the kitchen prior to. Nowadays, my schedule is a little different, so I don't really get to join my family until actual Thanksgiving Day. But Mom knows I spent many years rubbing that turkey down. Pause. You know what I mean?
Said he will not be eating there with the raisins and the potato salad.
Come on, Rob. You don't want no raisins in your potato salad, man.
He said, "Shout out to y'all from afar."
Yeah. You know, I had to
no,
bring a
Ron.
little humor to it, but we just thankful, man.
Ron ain't have it either.
Hey, the raisins.
Oh, what have I done? I got everybody.
Robin, no raisins, huh?
No raisins? Can I
No
get one
raisins.
person? Let me get one person on the vote for the raisins.
Yeah.
You know, then we're gonna take a poll. Put a one for no raisins right now in the comments.
Nah, we
One
already
for no
shamed them
raisins,
now, so they're
two
gonna be
for the
anonymous.
raisins.
They're gonna be anonymous users.
Hey, somebody
Doing the
might
raisins.
stand boldly on their raisins. You know?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I'm just kidding around, guys.
Hey man,
You
speaking
guys
of the
are so
holidays though, talk to me about
Yeah.
Christmasville, man. I'm gonna put this up on the screen so
Yeah,
you
put
could
it up on the screen so I can talk
so you can
about it.
remember it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is coming up, ladies and gentlemen, right here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Christmasville. This is going to be Sunday, December 3rd. It's going to be at the Getty Center here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Shout out to Alice Harden. I think she's going to join us next week, Famous.
Okay.
And she's going to give us the rundown for sure. But the event, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wine and dine experience. It's from 4 o'clock until 8 o'clock. It includes a full course soul food meal and one drink ticket. I guess if you want extras on the food and the drink, you will have to pay.
Yeah.
There's general admission. I have the link if you guys want it. DM me or I'll put it in the comments after we get done.
Yes, sir.
And then from 6 to 8, so 6 to 8 is the actual entertainment portion. The dinner is going to be from 4 to 5:30, and they're going to include the light handhelds. And it says, walk into a winter wonderland and experience a jazzy and soulful Christmas as you enjoy our live jazz musicians, Gregory Amos, and my band, ladies and gentlemen, Mellow Groove. We're gonna do a little music there.
Yeah.
Bringing a little Christmas spirit to Rock Hill, South Carolina, Sunday, December 3rd. You know,
sure,
and shout out to the other guys, the chairman of the board, to the other band that I do so much work with. You know, I'm just blessed and fortunate. But yeah, so Christmasville, ladies and gentlemen, December 3rd, Rock Hill, South Carolina, at the Getty Center.
Absolutely.
4 to 8.
Let's do that. But wait, there's more.
There's more. This Juan's turn now.
Oh, that's
Actually,
already
that
done.
one-
that
that
was this past
done.
weekend. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
that was we was gonna throw that one up last week.
Yeah.
But you do have
But we got one more coming up.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
That was a pre-event leading up to December 2nd's event.
Okay.
So, of course, the Haven Men's Shelter, being part of the board, I've infused all my ideas, help them propel these new events. So it turns out that we're having a bike and car show on December 2nd, and it starts at 10 a.m. It's going to be located at the Southern Hills Gastropub off of Celanese Road in Rock Hill. And all proceeds are going to the Haven Men's Shelter. Of course, the Haven Men's Shelter provides not just a shelter in place for those individuals who are, struggling and in need of guidance, but they have a real big motto about, non-toxic charity, just to propel forward individuals. So there it is on the screen. So December 2nd, 2685 Celanese Road. And there'll be raffles, a 50-50. And guess what? You know what? Cruise planners, we have a mystery raffle.
Hey.
Yeah, man. We have a real cool gift. You donate $25 though, okay? People, come on.
Yes.
So you get in that raffle. You know what? And some lucky person is going to have a wonderful Christmas because of that. But at the same time, you're going to be helping out a group that's really disenfranchised and forgotten. A lot of us think of that group during this time only, and it's okay. We have busy lives and things are happening in our own world, but I believe that we should all have that civic duty to give back to our community. So, you don't have to be a board member. You don't have to, any little bit counts. I don't care if you're collecting socks out on the roadway, just anything counts. And even if you don't think it's impactful, man, just do it. But, big shout out to the Haven Men's Shelter Board and, Nancy Landerman. She's the director there, and they're doing such great work. And I'm super privileged to be part of their world, helping them out. So, but quick shout out. I got to give a quick shout out. Quick shout out, guys. Quick shout out. All right, because there's, in addition to being thankful, and I'm so grateful to both of you for letting me be on this show again. James, I appreciate you letting me hijack part of your portion of your show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm just trying to be like you, masters of the universe, brother.
Yeah.
But big shout out to Cruise Planners corporate side for all their help and everything that they do for the franchisers who are business owners. Truly appreciate that. Big shout out to Carnival Cruise Lines this year, Joni Field, the BDM for this region, for her vote to nominate me as one of 8 out of 1,000 travel advisors to be voted
awesome,
top
man.
with Carnival.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, thank you very much. And big shout out to big shout out to Tracy Aldridge with Virgin Voyages. He's the BDM for this region. And, he's been pushing this product. It's so diverse. It's a foodie's paradise. And, hey, if you want to travel the world and you can't afford it, you might want to call me because I might be able to hook you up, all right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Definitely call him. And one last time, what's that
Go
number?
ahead. Go ahead with the phone number.
There you go. 803-280-4727 is your boy JV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, don't text it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
you must
this
call
is, you must call it. Old school.
we need to hear these voices,
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
man. So is there anything with James? We have to ask you before we get out of here. We don't want to hold you guys all day, but we always ask, when we have a guest here, to leave a word of inspiration or, a bit of advice for those who may be watching live or maybe watching the replay. Like, what's some words of wisdom you'd like to leave with someone who may be, struggling with their next step in whatever their dream or passion may be?
If you're passionate about something, don't quit. You're going to have ups and downs. In fact, sometimes you're going to get knocked down so hard that you're going to feel like not getting back up. But if that passion's still there and in your heart and in your mind, you can't quit. Just keep plugging. That's just a reset. It's for you to dust off and go, okay, let me take it a different direction and a new look at it and go from there. And sometimes that's the best thing that can happen to you because you get a different perspective. But yeah, keep on going, man. Don't give up on those passions. If they're there, you're not meant to give it up.
Yeah.
If they're not going away, you're not meant to give it up. If your life is surrounded in some capacity by it, you're not meant to give it up and keep going.
There you go.
Yeah. Juan, while we have you here, is there any closing words you like to leave with our audience that may be viewing live or watching the replay?
It's really important for people to recognize that we live an imprint for everyone in our lives, regardless of what we're doing, whether it's a career move, academic move, or something that you're doing in the world, because it's nice to see when people boast and talk about the things that they do, but it's the ones that aren't boasting, the ones that are really truly humble, like James was talking about earlier. And that's what I would encourage each and every one of you to do, not only this holiday season, but throughout your careers, is just focus at what's ahead of you and don't try to compare yourself to where you could be or because that other cat is successful. You know what? Amazon started out in a garage, brother. And you know what? They're bigger than UPS and FedEx combined. So there you go.
So did Apple.
Yeah. Humble beginnings is what, is the common thing. You got to start somewhere. But I think going back to what James said is just not quitting. And you never know what you could, turn your small, beginner's business into. And while I'm saying that, shout out to my sister, man, A Touch of Faith. She's doing some wonderful things. I'm trying to share a lot of her stuff over in the No Shortcuts community, but she's been doing some things. Former guest of our platform, inaugural guest. I reached out to my sister, had her on the very first episode, but she's been striving and thriving. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to her and my brother-in-law, Mr. Tommy Godball. Y'all follow her at A Touch of Faith. Yeah. Famous, I'm coming to you for some last words, and then
hey man, I can just say that I've learned a lot, in this two-parter with James and Juan, and just like I said, with everything going on these past few weeks, man, don't be afraid to peel that onion. It'll be all right. You're gonna cry a little bit, but you'll find out what's important and who's supposed to be where they're supposed to be at. And just from talking to James this week and last week, relationships are very important. You know, a lot of the successes that has come his way is from relationship seeds that's been planted, and then when somebody needs something, yo, I know James.
Yeah,
Y'all should holler at James. That's through those relationships. You know, I know Juan.
Yeah,
holler at Juan about that. So relationships are important. So no matter what you're doing, what your business is, what your hustle, your dream is, keep the relationships. Keep the relationships important.
Keep the relationships. And,
you do good business, and good business will come to you.
Yeah, and I just want to say to everybody out there, if somebody throws you some work and you post it on Facebook, shout out the person that threw you the work too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
somebody
needed to hear that today.
Somebody,
you know what I mean? So don't just act like you got it all on your own, like let's be humble and all of that. Somebody throw you some work and you
somebody had to cut a check. So you should shout out where the check came from, right? Like Juan just did. Juan shouted out, his BDMs and all, so just look out for the people that's looking out for you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, that's just a little humorous slash word of wisdom right there. But shout out to A Touch of Faith. Shout out to Praise and Faith Gospel Shop. Shout out to Smooth Sales, the Our Power community, Earth, Wind, and Fire family, which includes Rhonda and so many others, and shout out to a Honeycomb family, all of you guys, man, in the No Shortcuts community. Shout out to you guys on Facebook, YouTube. Mom, I love you. I'm coming to get some of that dressing. She won't tell you how to make that dressing. It's good.
No raisins.
Only thing we putting raisins in is the Japanese fruit pie.
Yo, no shortcuts, no raisins.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna title this episode, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna get on out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for joining us for our special Thanksgiving edition. Thank you, James. Thank you, Juan. Happy birthday to Juan one more time. We're going to do this again next Tuesday, same time, same channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Share this with a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great holiday. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. On behalf of the No Shortcuts family, thank y'all. God bless you. We'll see you next week.
Next year, we can buy Juan a drink. He'll be old enough.
Yeah, and y'all stay on after we sign out. We'll holler.